Using idioms is highly suggested. It's highly recommended for people to use idioms in conversations or daily life talks. But how do we begin our conversation? How do we begin our discussion? It's all about the way that you cut in on the conversation by the right expression. For example, you can start a conversation by the very first idiom. An idiom cannot be a door to open up a conversation or a discussion. If you use an idiom as a way for you to open up a talk, people are gonna feel very overwhelmed with the way that you use English. People in English, people speaking English, people learning to speak English. Nobody wants to use idioms, for sure, because it's so hard for them to memorize the right terms of idioms and the right definitions of the idioms in a specific context. It's all about the way that you apply the idioms. For example, you start a conversation with your mother or with your friends. It's just like an informal talk. But you're gonna say that it is what it is, or easy said than done. People cannot begin the talk like this. Before you use the idiom, you need to create a small or brief opening to make people feel like, oh, this is the topic that you are gonna talk. This is the kind of talk that you are gonna have with this particular person in a conversation. You're gonna start your talk by dropping or cutting on a conversation by an idiom. An idiom, if you use an idiom as a way for you to begin your talk, it's gonna make the listeners or the speaker feel very, very like they're gonna feel very stuck on too much for this kind of talk. Just like Vietnamese people, when we sit drink coffee together or hang out with our friends, we cannot begin our conversation like when I first meet my friends. I'm gonna say that, oh wow, it's easier said than done. That is it, or it is what it is, or let it be. I'm gonna begin the conversation like this, right? So before you cutting on the talk by a specific idiom, you need to create like a short talk about this kind of topic, and then after you make the listeners or you have the listeners understand the content which you wanna display in the talk, then at this moment you will be able to cutting on the talk by your chosen idiom. So idiom is good, but the way that we use idiom when we study English is so inappropriate and it's so wrong. So it's all about the way of dropping the idiom in the middle of the conversation. It's all about the way for you to cutting on the conversation. So that is it. So please try to use the idioms in the right way. Thanks a lot for your comment. I appreciate it.